Alright, so lately there's been a lot of controversy surrounding the Stillborn Run's anime artwork. I actually seen a lot of people complaining about its animation and art style, saying they simply just don't like it. And all of the discourse kind of gave me the idea to rank the art styles of every JoJo part. We all know that JoJo has some of the best and unique art styles in all of anime. So doing a video where I'm ranking all of them in a list just sounds fun to me, bro. So we finna do it. So before we get this started, I want to say this ultimately is my opinion, even though I'm gonna give evidence to support why I think certain artworks are better than others. Overall, it's my opinion. You're probably gonna have a different opinion, or maybe you're gonna agree with me, who knows. Also, I love every single art style in the JoJo's Bizarre Adventure anime. Don't think because I put one art style above another that I disliked the other art style. No, there's no JoJo Bizarre Adventure art style that I do not like. And towards the end of the video, I'm actually gonna rank the Stillborn Run art style amongst the other parts based off what we've seen from the teaser. So make sure you stick around to the end for that. And without further ado, let's get into it. Now for the fifth spot, I'm going to be putting Diamond Unbreakable at the 5. Now Diamond Unbreakable is a part where JoJo added the slice of life element to the story, and I'm not gonna lie, the animation reflects that really well. The animation changes to a more lighter and brighter art style than previous parts, but it still can become serious when it needs to become serious. And I think this part has some of the best animated scenes in terms of art style out of every JoJo part. Like, some of the scenes pop off, especially the Josuke scenes. Like, when you watch the part, you see certain scenes where Josuke is serious and his face is so, you know, detailed and just well animated, and the art style is just popping off. Now, one negative thing I can say about the part 4 animation art style is I don't think they did the best job in making all the characters unique and different in terms of how they look. I feel like a lot of the characters had the same base face model. You know, you had the lines with the nose right here, and then the 2 lines right there, and then just different hair and different eyes. A lot of the characters had that standard kit. I simply feel like a lot of characters' facial features wasn't distinguished enough from the other characters. And Koichi, I ain't gonna lie, when you see how he looks in one of the other parts of JoJo, you really gotta go back and think about part 4 and be like, yo, they really did him dirty. Like, compared to how he looked in that other part, you know what I'm talking about? Part 4, he just looks so, I don't know, like. So overall, I put Diamond Unbreakable at the 5th spot because I feel like it just has less details and less distinguishing aspects than other JoJo parts. The part was still great, the animation was still great, the art was still great, but I gotta put it at the 5. Next, at the 4th spot, I'm going to be putting Stardust Crusader at the 4. Now, if this was a list on which JoJo part has the most unique animation art style, Stardust Crusader would go in number 1 easily. Stardust Crusaders has the most unique and iconic art style out of every JoJo part. Like, let's be honest, when we're thinking of the JoJo anime, the Stardust Crusader art style pops up in our head immediately. Immediately, it's too iconic, it's too distinguished. To be honest, part 3 really looks like an animated comic book. Like, the art style looks like an old comic book you would read, you would get from the Yansan, the comic store. It looks like a comic book, bro, but animated, and it's so fire. Now, all of that being said, I still think that the part 3 art style still has its flaws. Like, one thing I found really weird about the art style in this part was it felt like everybody had like armor on their shoulders when they were wearing clothes. They had like just the shoulder armor for some reason. And sometimes I felt like some points the characters' facial features would be a little bit too scrunched up and close together at some points of the story. It didn't happen all the time, but at some points I'm like, yo, why bro face looks so little? Like, I don't know. And another thing is, I feel like a lot of the characters were over detailed. Like, a lot of the characters had unnecessary lines on their face that they really didn't need. I actually had a hard time ranking Diamond Unbreakable and Stardust Crusaders. Like, at one point I had Diamond Unbreakable at 4 and Stardust Crusaders at 5. But ultimately I decided to put Stardust Crusaders above Diamond Unbreakable just because of how unique and distinguished their art style really was. I feel like part 3 really broke boundaries in terms of art styles and animations. Like, it really allowed other manga artists and studios and stuff like that to animate shows how they really feel like it should be animated and go out the norms. You get what I'm saying? But overall, I feel like the other parts just have a better art style than Stardust Crusaders. So that's the reason why it's going at the 4. Alright, so the third spot is gonna go to Venom Blood / Battle Tendencies because they both had the same animation art style. Now, it's a simple reason why I put these parts at the third spot. And I know it might sound weird saying this, but I feel like Phantom Blood and Battle Tendency has a more refined version of the Stardust Crusader art style. Like, to me, I could see similarities in both artworks. It just feels like Venom Blood and Battle Tendencies is just more refined, more detailed. You know what I'm saying? It simply looks better. Like, I really don't know what else to say. You know what? Here's what I'm gonna do for y'all. Look at Joseph at the end of Battle Tendencies and look at Joseph and Stardust Crusaders and tell me which one looks better. That's what I'm gonna do for y'all, and y'all let me know if I'm tripping. Now, coming in at number 2, I'm gonna have to put Stone Ocean for the 2 spot. I think that Stone Ocean has the perfect artwork for the JoJo anime. The characters' facial details, fire. The characters' clothing details, fire. The way the stance was detailed, fire. The stance ability details, fire, bruh. Like, it's literally perfect. The lighting, the shading, everything was just so well done. And I feel like if every JoJo part, right, was animated in the same art style of Stone Ocean, every JoJo part beyond, I wouldn't have a problem with that. I don't think anybody would have a problem with that, just of how well the art style was for Stone Ocean. Like, I don't think anybody would be complaining about Steel Ball Run if it had part 6 artwork and animation because of how smooth and clean it is. One thing I want to highlight about the Stone Ocean artwork was how well they made characters look different. Everybody looked it different in Stone Ocean. They had different facial features that made them distinguished, bro. Even joke characters like Q-Taro got like crazy facial details. Like, I'm trying to tell you, that's just what Stone Ocean is about. So that's why I'm putting it at number 2. It's so crisp, it's so clean, but you still know it's JoJo. So it's at the 2. And finally, at the number 1 spot, I'm putting Golden Wind at the 1. Now, I know what y'all might be thinking. Drezu, you just said the Stone Ocean artwork was perfect. So how is it not number 1? That is because Part 5 Golden Wind's artwork is beyond perfect. And that's not me even glazing the artwork. It's just the truth. The Golden Wind art style fits the theme of the part perfectly. Like, not only does it look amazing, right? But it immerses you in the story completely. Like, when I was watching the part, it felt like I was in Italy with them, fighting Diavolo, fighting Chocolate. It felt like I was there with them. I was completely immersed. And it was not just the characters that looked good, it was the surrounding, the setting. The artwork does a great job giving you the Italy feel and aesthetic. This is another part where I feel like they did a good job on making everybody look different, everybody look like their own character. Look at Koichi. He looks so much better than how he looked in part 4. Like, let's be honest, he looks so much better here. The eyes, the hair, the attention to clothes was just so good for this part. I would even go as far as to say that the Golden Wind anime artwork looks a little bit better than the manga's artwork. And I know a lot of the times that's not the case for animes that were adapted from a manga, but when it comes to Golden Wind, I'm sorry to say, I feel like it looks better than the manga. It simply has the best artwork out of every part in the JoJo anime, and that's why I'm putting it at the 1. So now that we're finished with parts 1 through 6, it's time for us to rank part 7. Now remember, I'm just going off of what I've seen from the teaser, so take it with a grain of salt. It probably is going to look way better when it actually, we start getting episodes and stuff like that, but this is just purely from what we've seen from the teaser. So without further ado, I'm gonna have to put part 7's artwork above Stardust Crusaders and Unbreakable. This is gonna be the new 4. This is gonna be 5, 6, and then Steel Ball Run goes right here. Trust me, I've seen some panels of the Steel Ball Run artwork, and I'm not gonna lie, it looks amazing. The art looks beautiful. So I understand why people are mad when they're seeing the animation come out and they seeing the artwork for the anime, and it's like, yo, this don't even like compare at all. Like, this ain't even close to what we expected it was gonna be. But I'm here to tell you right now, if you expected the Steel Ball Run anime artwork to be around the same level as the manga's artwork, you might be crazy. Animation not on that level yet, gang. I'm sorry to tell you. That artwork is so detailed. You would really expect the anime to like do that. I do feel like they should have kept Johnny's clothes. You feel me? Even though I know his clothes got a lot of star things going on, stuff like that. I feel like they should have made more effort to keep, the clothes relatively the same. But in terms of like the details of the face and the surroundings, bro, I never expected the anime to be around the same level as the manga, bro. But besides that, I think that the Steel Ball Run artwork is fine. I like how the characters look in general. Gyro looks good to me. He had the little grills. Jug was fire. You had Diego. They did Diego justice. I ain't gonna lie. Like the detail to his face, I mess with it, bro. But I feel like it's reasonable for me to have it above Stardust Crusaders and Unbreakable in terms of artwork. I feel like overall it's gonna have more details than both of these parts. But these 4, I don't think the Steel Ball Run artwork is gonna go above. It has potential maybe to like surpass Phantom Blood and Battle Tendencies, but we'll just have to see. But yeah, man, I hope y'all enjoyed the list, man. I hope y'all enjoyed the ranking. You feel me? Let me know down in the comments what y'all think. Y'all think I put something too high, too low? Let me know. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Dreams will probably out. I'm gonna see y'all.